So, this story, I've been thinking about how to name it, and I thought how I went from being a black girl to an African American girl. I came here, as you know, when I was 22. I came directly from France, where I was in college. So I had experienced life through the lens of various countries in West Africa, as well as France. And as such, the experience of being a black woman was completely foreign to me, but I didn't think about that. I just thought, I don't know. I thought there was this sort of affinity for experience. So I came here, and my English wasn't great yet, as fabulous as it is now, at least. And I went to the only bookstore that sold books written in French, and it was in Rockefeller Center. I don't know if you know that area well, but Trump Tower is not that far, and very sort of luxurious sort of setting, and I don't think it was an area that was used to seeing people with my hue that often outside of tourists or just people hanging out. So anyway, I walk in this bookstore and I immediately noticed this super good looking guy. I don't even know if he was super good looking if I saw him today, but back then he was. He was tall, he was blonde, and then he kept on looking at me. And I was like, yay, so I started sort of acting in what I would find to be cringeworthy today, but at the time, sort of my seductive, sexy walk or whatever else I was doing. And so I was going between each one of the aisles to look at the books that I like. But because I saw this guy hiding in corners looking at me, I lengthened my search for books, right? It could have taken maybe 40 minutes. I think I spent like 90 minutes there. And I was looking and turning around and realizing he wasn't coming towards me. Then I'm like, he must be shy. And he kept on playing that game, and at one point I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to pay for these books and leave. So then I go to the counter, and this is the same guy who's at the counter because the store didn't have many staff, and I realized that he's not looking at me. And I was like, he can't be that shy that he can't even look at me, and his avoidance seemed full of embarrassment or something. He wasn't looking at me. And I paid. I said thank you, and I tried to even engage in some chit chat, but he just avoided looking. And the behavior was a bit suspicious. And as I got the books and I walked, as I was leaving the store, it dawned on me that he wasn't flirting, that he was actually watching me, and thought that I would steal something. So, I was flabbergasted, I was hurt, and I thought it was painful. I came from a place where, people from all races will hit on you anytime, and I came in with that innocent assumption, and I found this to be really, really humiliating and also eye-opening. And I'm like, this is what it means to be born here and be viewed like this all the time. So you cannot then be an open person in conversations with somebody who's white. You approach them with being defensive and suspicious, right? So it's not a happy story. I find it very sad actually, but also understand. It's a good point to understand and have empathy for what we sometimes perceive as unnecessary defensiveness or aggression or hostile attitudes toward others, from black women at least.